frustration, get it off your chest, yell. You can yell at me if you need to. Boy, what a frustrating first couple weeks we've had here in 2020. What's up, Dylan? Cam Newton fire, says Dylan. Noah says first, but he's actually the second. Thanks for showing up. Hit the thumbs up on your way in. Dylan is on Periscope or Twitter. Noah is on YouTube. Parker, what's going on? Now, I know a lot of you are going to be frustrated right now. You're frustrated with your team. What's up, Kirk? What's up, Paul? What's up, Elgin? What's going on, everybody? Noah's third. Antonio says, what's up, Smitty? Double A in the house. What's going on? Ridley is too good. Ridley is the man. Ridley's a top 5 wide receiver right now. Kango, what's going on? JP says, Edelman, Scotty Miller, busted on all of us. You're not the only one, JP. But JP did call Edelman. Good job. Luke, what's good? I have a mission here. Aaron Jones looks really good. Am I still worried? I mean, I am a little bit, but you got to throw injury concern to the wind right now with all the other injuries that are taking place. Yeah, Kyler. Look, guys, I don't get everything right. And I'm not saying I'm 100% wrong on Aaron Jones yet, but Aaron Jones is balling out. Like, if you had drafted him and then you sold him high right now, you'd be completely, in the mix for developing a team that you couldn't draft, just trade bait alone. Aaron Jones is dropping biscuits all over the place, man. He looks fantastic. The way they're using him is great. I do worry about injury with him. He's an oft-injured player anyway, and you give him an offseason that's taken out everybody, odds are he's going to get hurt at some point. But at what point do we care? You got to roll the dice. And, if you have Aaron Jones, consider selling high. But, only if it's sky high. Sky high. Otherwise, you just ride the wave, man. Kyler looks good. Kyler was on the bold predictions. Kyler looks to form. Clyde had a down week. Buy low. If anybody's willing to sell on Clyde, buy low. Smitty, my horrible injury luck continues with Saquon. Thomas, who do you have down now, Thomas? I lost Saquon myself in like 3 or 4 leagues out of my 18. I'm feeling the pain. So let's talk about the solutions here, guys. If you lost Saquon Barkley, I have a solution for you. If you lost Saquon Barkley, here is my idea for you. Okay, because I have the same idea in the mix for me. You see his name already on the screen, and he didn't have a big week 2. People are actually a little bit let down. And the man's name is J.K. Dobbins. If you want a chance of bouncing back from your Saquon Barkley punch to the gut or kick to the nads, I guess you would be a better way to put it, you've got to swing big. I'm not saying go and do something stupid, like give up Devontae Adams for a running back that isn't near as good. I'm saying that we have a player here in J.K. Dobbins that has top 5 to 6 to 7 running back appeal. Now, will J.K. Dobbins for sure deliver that production? No. You need to buy him at a value that makes a whole lot of sense for what hole you've got to climb out of here, losing Saquon Barkley. I had a buddy that I talked to on this, and also a follower that I talked to on this already. And ironically, in both cases, the Mike Thomas owner had J.K. Dobbins, and it's funny because I had the two same conversations, and they both had J.K. and Michael Thomas for the Saints. And I said in those scenarios, one was Eckler, the other was David Johnson. I said trade that player for Mike Thomas and JK. And in one case, he did it before week 1 with David Johnson. David Johnson flopped, so he got JK and Mike Thomas. And the owner that got DJ is like, I'm going to get DJ before week 2 starts. I'm in. I'm getting rid of Mike Thomas. I'm going to give you JK. Now, JK flopped, okay, in week 2. Mike Thomas didn't play. So this week, that trade didn't do that well for that owner, that buddy of mine. But now he's set up to win his league. Because when Mike Thomas comes back, he has Mike Thomas for free. And in my opinion, JK is going to be as good as David Johnson. It's not a matter of if, it's when, for me. My prediction. J.K. Dobbins can win you a league. J.K. Dobbins can save your league. J.K. Dobbins can help revive your team if you lost Saquon Barkley. It might be harder to get him if the owner loves him. You might not be able to get him in the league that you have Saquon in, but it's worth a try. So I just wanted to throw this at you guys and let you know that my solution for many of you is going to be this J.K. Dobbins. Now, what do? Do you just go after J.K. Dobbins for a big name player? No. Take a look at their roster and also go after MT. Sometimes people own MT and JK. It's not going to always be the case. Go to the MT team and take a look at what runners they have. Do they have a Zach Moss, who failed in week 2 to deliver the kind of numbers I'd hoped he would deliver? Take a lap on Smitty.
Take a lap.
We all have our misses. Now, Zach Moss, I still believe in. I think a bad week 2 bodes well for trading low on Zach Moss. I still believe Zach Moss eventually will get starts. And if, let's say, the Mike Thomas owner has Zach Moss, you trade away a running back for Zach Moss and Michael Thomas. Ridley for Lamar and Henry. Yeah, I mean, Robert, as much as I love Ridley right now, you trade Ridley for Lamar and Henry and you do it now. I mean, assuming you don't own Mahomes or something, bro, like, that's selling high. That's selling high. Thomas says, Smitty, I am now down Saquon, Mostert, Godwin, and Crowder, plus Monty is banged up. That's brutal. You couldn't have seen the majority of that coming, bro. Don't even sweat it. Don't feel bad. You didn't do anything wrong. Austin with a super chat. Thank you, Austin. Brady is this year's Baker. Dude straight up screwed me this week and looked bad both weeks. Even with Godwin out, he is the same Brady. We'll see. I can't say I'm happy with what he's delivered yet, but I still believe once Godwin comes back and he has all of his weapons and he has time to mesh. They didn't have a preseason. It's not out of the question that he's going to need a couple weeks to get going. He had 3 TDs in week 1. I know he did well in the beginning of that game. I'm still buying into Brady. I'll buy low if I can. I'm not out yet. Am I worried a little bit? I mean, sure. But Brady, JP said, did you just compare the GOAT to Baker? I think he's comparing that he's a bust this year. But I don't think so. I think Brady will be fine. We're only 2 weeks into it. I think a lot of people have this reaction where they have to label someone a success or a bust or whatever right away. It takes time. But hopefully you have a backup if you feel that way that you can roll with until Brady proves himself to you. But I myself will still roll him out there another day. CD, Slayton, Josh Allen for Godwin. I'm assuming this is redraft. And, I do that if I have a good backup quarterback that I can feel confident in, Augie. But Allen's balling, man. Allen's a baller. And it'd be hard to trade him, but let me know who your backup quarterback is, and I can help, make that distinction for you. Where are we at now? Get well soon, Saquon. Says no name. So frustrating, man. I hate injuries. Especially when it's just somebody like Saquon, who's like the best player in the NFL at the running back position, talent-wise. I'm not saying he's better than McCaffrey, but he's the most talented running back in the NFL, skill-wise. And what's weird what is very strange, let me show you guys, and you tell me what to make of this, because I don't know, I don't know what's going on here, but when you go to Saquon Barkley's Instagram page, Saquon Barkley has deleted everything that's NFL related. Let me show you. Saquon Barkley, right here, let me move this. Saquon Barkley, 2.2 million followers. You know, that's the right account that I'm looking at, Saquon. The dude deleted all of his videos and photos. He has just the Kobe Bryant one left. What do you think this means, man? I mean, could it be that someone like hacked into him and deleted everything because they're mad at him? Does it mean that he's retiring? Does it mean he's just frustrated with football? He doesn't want to look at anything right now and he just wants to heal up? I mean, what do you think this means? He has one post now, the Kobe Bryant post. He literally, he didn't just go in and delete everything. He went in, deleted everything, and left the Kobe Bryant post. So, I don't know. I saw this. You know, somebody, I forget what follower turned me onto it, but he's like, check out the Saquon Barkley's Instagram. So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you think on that. It's a little worrisome to me. I'm a little worried about that. Buy low, week 3. Where's my other graphic? There we go. So my top buy low for week 3. 130 you in the room, hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. My top buy low of the week is J.K. Dobbins. I think J.K. Dobbins is your one solution to try and fix the Saquon Barkley debacle that you're looking at right now on your roster. He could be the one guy that at least could play like a top 5 to 10 running back, and you don't have to pay anything close to that price tag. The top 5 to 10 running back material. Austin, sorry, here we go. Chat. Also traded Chubb, Hunt, Robinson for Barkley before. Bro, I would have made that same trade. Like, you can't beat yourself up on that. I feel bad. We had one follower in here Saturday night that's like, should I trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Barkley? And I told him, you know, I could go either way on that. I did say that, but I said if I had to rank them, the top 3 running backs, I put Clyde at 3, but barely. And I put Barkley at 2, and I put McCaffrey at 1. But I told him I would not feel like he made a mistake hanging on to Clyde, but he ended up making the trade for Barkley. And it sucks, man. That stuff makes me sick. You know, I feel bad for my followers, and I'm so passionate about it that, like, literally that one person, you know, made me feel, I felt bad all Sunday, and I felt bad for him, and I felt like, you know, man, you know, it sucks. You know, we can't beat ourselves up over taking Saquon Barkley and thinking he's going to tear his ACL. Probably, I think the second play after we thought he broke his elbow. So Saquon Barkley, like, hyperextended his elbow, went out. We're like, great, we're going to lose him for the game. Like, how greedy are we? We want him to go back out there. He rushes back out there. Literally the next carry or catch or whatever it was, dude tears his ACL. Jordan, Kenyon Drake gets a lot of volume, but Edmonds is cutting into his opportunity. Should I be worried? Trade him or stay put? Trade candidate. So thank you for the super chat, Jordan. Where are you, Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Roger says. Don't worry about Clyde. Don't worry about Clyde. Boy. How do I answer this one? Am I worried? A little bit, but he's still doing well. He's still getting work. Edmonds is a must own. You should probably own him. I hope you own him. He was pretty easy to cuff, and he was a lock. You know, lock you needed to cuff them. You need to cuff Murray to Kamara. You need to cuff Edmonds to Drake. A little lesser than Tony Pollard and Zeke and Murray to Kamara, and Cook to Madison. Those guys were like, you had to. Drake, most of the time you would have wanted to. Now, if you don't own Edmonds, yeah, I mean, there's reason to worry. But at the same time, he's getting the volume. The Cardinals are winning. Everything's smooth. And they're leaning on him. Edmonds is getting a lot of run. But I think Drake is still getting enough work that I'm not that worried. I'm just slightly worried. Hey, Smitty, rough week. Take a lap on Diggs. Hey, man, I told a lot of people to start Diggs, Terry. I don't know if your dilemma was tougher than most, but I can't take a lap on Diggs. I told everybody Diggs was going to go off. You just might have had a tougher dilemma. Diggs was the play, bro, for people that had him at like a 3-4 wide receiver spot. Drake is a bust, says Jimmy. Scotty Miller flopped. Nitro. We were all drinking that Kool-Aid on Saturday night. Damn, Scotty Miller. He didn't show up at all. Why get Moss? I think Moss, that's the reaction I think everyone's going to have is like, just because somebody doesn't break out yet, they're not going to. We're only 2 weeks into the year. There are players that don't do anything until week 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. Drake is a Jake, says Captain. I don't think Drake's a bust, man. Hines did flop. I don't know what happened to Hines, where Hines was. Screw the Cardinals. Sincerely, 49er fan. Why is Madison on the list of a buy low? Because he's getting a lot of run, man. I mean, he's very, very. Oh, sorry, Song. I missed your super chat. We're gonna have a lot of critical people here. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta answer Jordan's question and then Song. Okay. So Jordan, I'm not so worried, but I don't think you could sell him high though. I guess a running like Jonathan Taylor would have been perfect last week. Now he's untouchable, I think, probably to the Jonathan Taylor owner in your league. I think somebody might be equally worried about Eckler. I think you could trade Drake for a JK and a wide receiver. So take a look at the JK owner in your league, Jordan. What wide receivers does that owner have? Why don't we start there? So tell me what wide receivers the JK owner has in your league. Song. Smitty, I told you to start Hines over Hunt this week. RIP, but it's okay. I still got the win. Oh, you told me to start Hines over Hunt this week. I did? Are you sure? I may have said, I can't imagine I said it like that, bro. I feel like I would have said something like, Hines is the safer PPR play, but Hunt's your high risk, high reward. That's typically the answer I gave in that scenario. We were live all Saturday, all Tuesday or Wednesday, I forget what night. And Hunt was a fantastic play. So I don't know. Maybe I did. If I did, I'm sorry. I'm glad you still won. But Hines was still a good play. Like, there wasn't anything to be too worried about walking into this game for Hines. He felt like he was going to be a solid play. So I'll take my lap, though. That's fine. I'm all good. McKinnon season, Dylan says. McKinnon looked pretty good. Jimmy says, take a lap, Smitty. Okay, I'll take a lap. I'll take a lap for all of you. Hunt will outscore Chubb. He already is, Nitro. He already is. McKinnon way better than Coleman. Let's hope McKinnon stays healthy. What's this one? Jake says, everyone's in the I told you mood tonight. 2 weeks in. I told you Happy Fournette will be balling. Jake, he looked pretty good in this one. 100 yards and a touchdown, or 2 touchdowns, right? I like it. I like what I see. Hopefully they use him. Hopefully they use him properly. Hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he stays out of trouble. He could be happy. Hopefully the Bucks get going, and they did win. So Ant-Man sounds like my team. Noah, you always say you told me. Everybody's always saying they told me too. That happens all the time. Don't worry. Because everybody's talking about one specific thing. You know, it's like, how many thousands of things do I get asked a week? You know, like how am I'm gonna hear I told you so's all day long from people. I give people I answer thousands and thousands of questions each week. Like at best I'm gonna be on my best week ever be 71%. 74% probably on, because you guys are asking me 50-50 calls all the time. So it's gonna happen. I'm gonna fail you sometimes. You have to know that. You have to be okay with that. Noah, Smitty, where was Clyde today? I lost because of him. Noah, you lost because of you. Okay, you're the coach. Take some ownership in your team's win and loss record. Don't blame it on Clyde. Don't blame it on Clyde. Fan is a top 5 tight end nitro. That could definitely be true. Pickups for the week are down below here. I think, tell me a name if you think another name deserves to be on the list, but we have Henderson, we have McKinnon, we have Gallman and Lewis, who are the backups to Saquon Barkley. Gesicki's available in a ton of leagues. Tannehill was a tough start this week compared to a lot of you guys had some much better options. And, Tannehill blew up. Like, you couldn't have seen that coming. I didn't even see that coming, so don't feel bad if you had Tannehill on your bench. But he is on waivers in a lot of leagues, and Henderson's on waivers in a lot of leagues. People gave up on Henderson after 1 week. And really, he wasn't somebody that was easy to trust because Akers was doing well. Akers got hurt. Malcolm Brown did well in week 1. Akers wasn't doing well, but he's doing well in terms of getting the volume and the trust of the coaching staff in the offseason. Then Malcolm Brown comes out and delivers, and he got hurt. Smitty, I had to drop Moss for Lewis. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. I don't know your situation entirely, but I would try to find a way to keep Moss, but if it's a small league, you got to do what you got to do. Make sure Harry isn't on waivers. Harry looked good too. Henderson looked good. Harry looked good. Chenault should be added to the list. Yeah, I could definitely put him on there. Let's add Chenault. Chenault. Where's my music? It's been a rough weekend, I'll tell you that. All these injuries, they're frustrating, man. Chenault. Cam was awesome, Xavier says. Smitty's still number 1. Thank you, Jimmy. It is tough. Like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. You want some truth here? Please hit the thumbs up on the way in the door. Channel's growing fast. I'm going to tell you some honesty here. Sometimes Sundays are depressing for analysts, man. Like we give a lot of advice. We try and guide a lot of people's ship as you sail into fantasy goodness. And in that percentage I told you about, losing 30% of the calls that you tell people all week, it weighs on you, Like, even if I hit 80, let's say I hit 85% of all the advice I give, and I'm being asked 50-50 calls. Smitty, should I start McLaurin or Chark? Smitty, should I start McLaurin or DK? And then McLaurin goes off, and everyone emails you, oh, you told me to start DK, and McLaurin went off. And then DK goes off, and then it's all good again. Like, those 50-50 calls are really, really, in some cases, like coin tosses, and I get asked a lot of them. And even when you land, let's say 80%, which is so hard, it weighs on you, man. All these people depending on you. And that's why we do what we do. But I'm just being real with you. Like, it's, you know, when Saquon goes down, it hurts, man. It doesn't just hurt my team. It hurts for all the people that I know own Saquon. All the people that ask me, hey, should I trade this guy for Saquon? And it's a killer deal. You did amazing. I feel great for you. I'm excited for you. Then Saquon goes down, and it makes me sick to my stomach that you lost Saquon. I care that much about all your teams. Sundays can blow, you know, even for an analyst, man. Jordan. I have Prescott, Murray, McCaffrey, Drake, Taylor, Fournette, Godwin, Cooper. Owner has Odell, Gallup, Golladay, and A.J. Brown. Okay, so God, A.J. Brown, another injury. Like Godwin, A.J. Brown, Evans almost got lost to injury. Mike Thomas, Saquon Barkley, Kittle. Like, what a freaking season, man. The season of the COVID. I don't know if you guys saw, but on the the Pat Mayo experience. Pat Mayo started the Mayo Mayo Media Network, and he has asked me to come on and provide a Sunday recap show for the Mayo Media Network, which is where the Pat Mayo experience now resides. So your man Smitty now provides a 8 to 12 minute show on the Pat Mayo Experience channel, the Mayo Media Network channel, and you can view me every Sunday night on that channel where the Pat Mayo Experience lives. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's some good exposure. Pat Mayo is amazing. He's a good guy. He's a really cool dude. So you can find me there. But what was I saying? Lost track. I lost my train of thought. I think I was saying that talking about the injuries on that show. So in that segment, I talk about, you know, Barkley. I talk about all these injuries, but I call it the 2020. I call it 2020. Parker Mayo already saw it. Is that your brother, Parker? How'd you like the show? I talk about 2020 being the Chupacabra. I believe that the Chupacabra, which is a monster that I think pretty much eats people, is eating away our fantasy football season, eating away NFL football. And good God, you know, what more can we endure? Kittle, Mike Thomas, Barkley, McCaffrey now went down. Probably be okay, but we don't know. I mean, what in the hell are we going to do when the top 5 running backs go down? I mean, maybe we all crawl to the finish line, essentially. So, I would say, okay, so you're talking about, Jordan, you're talking about trading Drake, right? So, JK and Golladay, it would be my first thought. Go after JK and Golladay for Drake. Now, Golladay was close to coming back, so maybe that owner is going to be like, I waited this long, I'm not trading Golladay straight up for Drake. Sorry, I've put in the dues of waiting on this man. So the answer is no. But you might want to take a stab. Now, would I trade Drake for A.J. Brown and JK? Probably not, because A.J. Brown's not back yet. But if you get word that A.J. Brown's returning in week 3, I might consider that if you feel you need that. Now, looking at your team, you've got Murray, you've got McCaffrey, you've got Jonathan Taylor, you got Fournette, you have Godwin, you have Cooper. I don't think you need to do this. Another owner might need to do this, but you have such a good team, Jordan, that I would ride the wave with Drake or trade him with another player to get a bigger player. So I don't like the JK move for you. The JK move is an escape hatch for somebody that lost Barkley, for somebody that has very, very little running backs. Kyle Super Chat. Okay, let me go find it and drag it on the screen. Sorry, Kyle. I got Jordan. Kyle, I'm looking for it. Hold on. Don't go anywhere, Kyle. There we go. There we go, buddy. Got you right there, nice and safe and sound. J.K. Dobbins is a good play for anybody needing an escape hatch move. You, on the other hand, my friend, should trade Drake. I would trade unless this is super flex, then ignore this part. Keep Prescott and Murray. I would trade Prescott and Drake for one better player, Jacobs. Jacobs and something. Clyde would be a great buy low in that scenario. Now, if it's a super flex, I'll tell you this: I would trade Cooper and Drake for Clyde, Cooper and Drake for Zeke, Cooper and Drake for Christian McCaffrey, who's banged up. I would take the chance on that. But I don't trade. I don't downgrade. I upgrade if I'm you, because your team's really good. Thank you for the super chat, Jordan. The double super chat. Kyle, how many points will Drew Brees score tomorrow night? Four-point TD leagues, he's scoring 21. I guess. In 4-point TD leagues. Smitty, I had to drop Moss for Lewis. I heard that you say that, and I felt two feelings at the same time. I felt good for you that you're getting the guy that's gonna fill that void for you for sure, but maybe Galman is, man. I don't know. Smitty counting fingers. How many times Noah makes me angry in one show? Juju a good buy low this week? Probably, man. That's a really good one to throw out. I think Jacobs will get 12. Yeah, I do. Josh Allen is elite. Yes, he is. Player you should target for Eckler. My best advice, kid, is to go after JK and a wide receiver, or JK and a QB upgrade, whatever you can get. But JK and like Chark, or JK and you can't get McLaurin or DK anymore, but that's the kind of road I'm trying to send you down. JK and Galladay, JK and Mike Thomas, because people are 0-2 and they own Mike Thomas. They're going to make a move. Freeman would be a good pickup. Let's add him to the list here, because he could get the call. In fact, Brian, I think that's a really, really good point. Good job, Brian. Brian, take a lap for being awesome.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
Freeman to the Giants. Maybe everybody should put in a claim now for Freeman in anticipation for that. And everybody should say, Brian, nice call, Brian. I'm never taking a QB early again. Wasted my third on Lamar. You got Lamar in the third? That's amazing. I'd do that again 10 times out of 10 times, Noah. I thought you were going to say you're never taking that QB early again. I taking Lamar at pick 14. You got him in the third round, bro. Lamar's fine. Give me Lamar and hold my beer, Noah. We're 2 weeks into football, and Lamar looks fine. Flow of game made Lamar what he was in week 2. Give me Lamar at third round value all day long. I could care less that other quarterbacks are outscoring him right now. I love Russell Wilson. I love Josh Allen. Chris Punt at QB. It's fine to do that. You can win multiple ways, and the people that drafted Mahomes and Lamar will still have a good shot at winning their league. Stop with the no QB early thing. Both are good. Josh Allen in the 7th or 8th is better value than Lamar in the 3rd. You could definitely make that argument, Christian. Isn't Freeman one concussion away from retiring? I don't know if I'd label him that yet, but Cam in the 10th round was a good value. I love Cam in my leagues where I've got Cam as my QB2 in Superflex. Noah Moon got Kyler in this. I got Kyler in the 6th round a lot. Love it. It's great value. A lot of people said Kyler was too early. Smitty, thanks for telling me about Jay Robinson. I got him 16 out of 18 leagues early because of you. Thank you, Legion. At least I'm doing something right for you. You know, it's just one of those weeks, man, where you're a little bit down. I think everyone's a little bit down. When you have a guy like Barkley get taken off of 4 of your teams, it's a crappy week. I don't feel great today. I have a really crappy feeling right now. Running through my veins, man. Barkley makes me sick. Makes me sick for me. It makes me sick for all of you that own Barkley. Like, it pains me. It pains me. Barkley and Terry for Sanders and A.J. Brown. Barkley and Terry for Sanders and A.J. Brown in Dynasty. I assume you're talking about. Barkley owner would do it for Jacobs and JT and Odell. Thoughts? Rather Sanders side, but don't know if you... Barkley and Terry for Sanders and A.J. Brown. What do you guys think on that? I mean, Dynasty, we don't really know what's happening with Saquon. I'd like to think he's going to come back and be the same guy, but we don't know. We don't know how bad we don't even know how bad the injury is right now. But I think Saquon and McLaurin are hard to trade right now. And Sanders, no deal. Riley, no deal. They say no deal. Nitro says Saquon's done. His Instagram worries me. Like, why did he delete everything? Thank you for the super chat. Have I missed any? Riley was the last one. It's just a, this week sucks, man. It sucks. Plain and simple. There's no other way to say it. Week 2 was fun in a lot of ways. A lot of players went off. But losing Barkley sucked. It plain sucked. And even though I did well on like 70%, 65% of my leagues, I did have a lot of shares of Barkley. I have a lot of shares of a lot of guys that are hurt right now. But even though I did pretty well in a majority, or if not 60, roughly 60% of my leagues this week, I had Barkley go down in 4. I had, obviously, A.J. Brown go down in about, 10 of my 18 leagues. So that hurt the other week. I have DK and McLaurin and Chark. In a lot of my leagues, Chark has been slacking a little bit, but DK and McLaurin went off. I've got Eckler and Drake in a number of leagues, and they're kind of worrisome. I've got McCaffrey and Jacobs in a lot of leagues together, ironically. And I've done that in auction, and I also did that in super flexes because Jacobs naturally fell. Whenever I got the 1.1, I got Jacobs in super flex leagues with my second pick, which was phenomenal. So those teams are balling. Brady's hurting about, 7 or 8 of my leagues, but I still have faith. I know a lot of you don't, but Brady looks fine at times, and other times it's the offense. It's not him. It's jiving. It's losing his top wide receiver. Like, if Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae Adams like he did last year, what happens to A-Rod? Like, why is everybody so quick to jump off Brady when he's lost literally 50% of his power, his weaponry? It's like you're judging him for having a half-loaded weapon. I don't understand that. Brady needs Scotty Miller to step up. We all need Scotty Miller to step up. I'm not happy with Scotty Miller right now. Scotty Miller and I are not on good terms. I was kind of okay with him until we started our live Saturday night. Then JP was amping up, just ramping up the Scotty Miller talk. Then all of you started piling it on, and before the end of the night, we were drinking Scotty Miller Kool-Aid, and he was the best thing since sliced bread. And we're all to blame for that. It was like a gas leak, and we were just like breathing it in, and it was just infecting the show. Scotty Miller dropped nothing. Scotty Miller dropped a touchdown pass. You know what? Let's back up a second. Not woulda, shoulda, coulda. It's kind of a dumb game to play with yourself when you know it's gonna get you nowhere. But Scotty Miller dropped a touchdown pass that was thrown beautifully by Tom Brady. And that's another thing that bothers me when everyone rips on Tom Brady. Tom Brady threw a beautiful, you couldn't have thrown the ball better, touchdown pass to Scotty, and Scotty dropped it. And what kind of game would Brady have had? And again, it's woulda, shoulda, coulda, but Brady's dealing with patchwork wide receiver formations, receivers moving around in spots they normally don't move around in because Godwin's out and Scotty Miller's playing in a role that he might normally not play in and moving around the field in ways he normally wouldn't move around in. And I think James says Frozen Smitty gives better advice. Look, James, you haven't been here that long. There's good advice and bad advice that comes out of every one of our mouths, and there's a lot of stuff that we've landed here on the show. But because that is a form of myself, I'm going to take it as a compliment because Frozen Smitty is still part of me. What happened to Allen Robinson is a good question, Crazy. I don't know where that guy's been hiding. Noah added Scotty Miller, Edelman. Dynasty. Barkley, A.J. Brown for JT, and Odell Beckham Jr. I think I hold Barkley at this point, man. I don't know. I mean, I love A.J. Brown more than Odell. And no, I'm not jumping ship after 1 week. Not 2 weeks, 1 week, because A.J. Brown was hurt in week 2. So I'm not even considering not believing in my boy A.J. Brown. Big timer. It's a good time to buy low in Madison. I like Madison too. Yep, people are going to be disappointed. And Dalvin did struggle here and there and then finally got it in the end zone and started to make people think I'm taking my lap for Scotty Miller, then taking a victory lap for Edelman. Okay, here's your first lap.
Take a lap. Take a.
Here's your second lap.
Take a lap.
And here's me taking a lap.
Take a lap.
Just for anything I got wrong
Take a lap.
on Saturday night. Thank you, JP, for the super chat. Thoughts on Joshua Kelly? You have him and Eckler. I mean, Kelly's getting work, man. 20-plus carries. He's getting work. And there's a role for him and Eckler. Eckler did very well, too. Eckler looked pretty good. So I'm not too worried. I'm not as worried about Eckler as I was last week. I think Eckler is feeling pretty solid right now. And you know what? I like the dynamic of this team with their new quarterback in there. Rookie or not, he played well. And I think that they might... This could be the thing that Eckler needed, if you know what I mean. Smitty, your thoughts on Deontay Johnson? I like Deontay. I think he's a very sneaky wide receiver 3. Robbie Anderson deserves to be in lineups. I think he proved that with another effort that was pretty darn good. James Robinson, low-end running back too, could be a savior for a lot of people that have lost people with injury like Saquon, and you can put in James Robinson, at least get production. That's pretty solid. R.I.P. Eckler, Chargers sticking with Tyrod. We'll see, Noah. I doubt that. James with the super. Thank you, James. Cam, Hopkins, Ridley, Zeke, Jay Kelly, Mostert, 49ers bench. 49ers in your bench is Robbie, Keenan, Big Ben, Crowder, Goddard, Cam Akers, Zach Moss. Who should I drop or trade to improve my team? So you have Cam, Hopkins, Ridley, Zeke, Kelly, Mostert. I love your team, man. I probably trade... I hold Moss because you can't trade him high. Goddard, you might be able to trade somewhat high to somebody. Cam, you can trade. Cam Akers, you can maybe trade to somebody if he has a good game. You might have to wait on him. Robbie Anderson, you could probably trade high right now. So maybe Robbie Anderson, and I don't want you trading any of your other... Can you trade Robbie Anderson and Cam for a safer, better quarterback? Not that Cam's not safe, but just upgrade a little bit. Because there are players that I would draft ahead of Cam, guys. I'm not drafting him number 3 or 4. I like Cam a lot. But I think that's maybe your best opportunity is to upgrade Cam a little bit while Cam is playing really, really well and he's playing exciting. And if you could find somebody willing to trade a Lamar or a Mahomes on the cheap, you give up Cam and you give up, I don't know if you'll be able to do Robbie Anderson alone, but maybe you give up Cam and Keenan Allen. That's tough. I mean, you got someone like Noah in here saying that he wished he wouldn't have spent a third rounder on Lamar. So that tells me people are willing to trade Lamar. They're worried about Lamar. So I wouldn't be so quick to think you can't pull off some weird trade that shouldn't go down using Lamar. You might be able to. Lost Barkley. Thank you for the super chat. Just Sherman. Lost Barkley. I have Jimmy G gonna try for Minshew. Danny Dimes, Carson, Swift, Moss, Kelly, Murray, AJ Brown, Godwin, CeeDee Lamb, Corey Davis. Jimmy G gonna try for Minshew. Danny Dimes, Carson, Swift. I'm not following if these are on your players on your team or if you're going after them in trade. So you lost Barkley. If you could clarify for me what your actual question is, Just Sherman, I want to help you. So please reply with that, and I will. Oh, that is your team, I think, because you said and Waller is your tight end. Okay, so this is your team. You have Danny Dimes, you have Carson, you have Swift, you have Moss, Kelly, you have Lat Murray, AJ Brown, Godwin. Okay, Scott, you've been hit hard. Godwin's been out. Barkley's out. The only guy in you can't really sell AJ Brown's out. You've just been crushed, man. You can't even sell low on anybody. Like, my advice to you is go get Jimmy G somehow. You know, and if it's giving up like a CeeDee Lamb, Jimmy G, sorry. Jimmy G. I'm so tired. J.K. Dobbins somehow. Maybe go trade CeeDee Lamb for J.K. and get a running back in there. And hopefully you get AJ Brown and Godwin back. I know Godwin should play, and then if A.J. Brown somehow is able to play, you'll be in pretty good position. 233 in the room. Hit the thumbs up if you could. That helps the channel a ton. Next question. Super chat from Augie. Thank you, Augie. Would CeeDee Lamb for Mike Thomas? Can you weather the storm? If you can, I would do it. But try and have him throw in a Zach Moss. Try and have him throw in somebody you can put in to one of your flex spots and feel like, okay, this trade actually could be okay while I wait. Not great, but okay. Woods is a good wide receiver, but as we've seen, he can be up and down. I'm okay if you have like a wide receiver like Robbie Anderson you could throw into your lineup and then wait on MT. Then you're talking about waiting, you know, 2-3 weeks. I think he could come back sooner than people think, but it's a total guess based on the way that guy takes care of his body and how quickly I think he'll heal. But let's say you have a Robbie Anderson for 2 or 3 weeks. Add those totals to Mike Thomas when he returns, and you have yourself, I believe, still a top 5 wide receiver per start, even including those weeks he was gone if you use just those starts by Robbie Anderson or whoever you got. So I probably would do it if you can afford to, if you can weather through it and have pretty decent options. Mark Cleveland for the super chat. Thank you. What do you do with Gallup? I mean, you can't sell him high. I wouldn't cut him. I like Gallup a lot. But it also depends on who you can add. So if you're in a small league and you can drop him and pick up a difference maker, like let's say you take a stab at Henderson or Swift is there, that's not a horrible option. Zach Moss, I still like, even though everyone is going to jump off of Moss. Where's the music? I'll hit the music for you. So it depends on the options, Mark. Can you put some sad music on? Yeah, I can. Let's find some sad music. Is this sad music? I thought about this is the other music that I added. What should we have this music for? When somebody has a bad idea, a good idea, maybe when I have a bright idea. Oh, no, you could do this trade. I think this is the music we play. This is like the Einstein music. This is what we play when Smitty has a bright idea. I gotta sit down. Super chat from Just Sherman for Flex Hunt or Scary Terry. This might have been like the kind of question I got asked when I feel like that Hines one. I don't know. I would say Hines for sure over Hunt, but I feel like Hines was safer, and he didn't. He didn't drop any. He didn't do well at all. But I feel like that was the question. I still don't know about that Hines one, but I love both of them, bro. Like Scary Terry and Hunt. How do you bench either one? You figure out a way to play both. I know. I got an idea. Figure out a way to play both. Yeah, what happened to Hines? I don't even know. Where's my music? Where's my sad music? I know I have sad music somewhere. Hold on. Let me add it. This is music when what you're saying is not correct. When you're wrong, like when half the things Noah says, I'm going to do this. Wrong. Austin, what happened to my IG page? Austin, you have more information than I do on that. You probably know more than I do. I don't know. They won't let me log into it and they won't respond and you know, I don't know what the hell is going on with it. So right now you can find me at this right here, Smitty1.com, which is the URL to this channel, Smitty1.com. And so if you guys would follow me there, in fact, I'll refresh my IG right now and shout every one of you out that follows me. So right now, Flem, thank you for following. Hackett, thank you for following. I'll keep refreshing and thanking you every time I see somebody that follows me on IG. So follow me on IG, get a shout out and a thank you. Follow on IG, get a shout out. Yeah, buddies. Okay, let's find that sad music. Let's waste time and find the sad music. Do I have a super chat? If I don't have a super chat, I'm gonna take a minute and find the sad music. I'm gonna stop working. Thoughts on Cam Newton? I like him. I mean, he's doing really well. Sad music. Where's my sad music? I could have swore I exported that music before I... Let's make some music. Let's make music. Okay, ready? GarageBand. We're going to open up system preferences. Why can't we hear anything? Output. System settings. Okay, there's that music. All right, let's play music. Don't save. New track. All right, we're going to play some sad music. This is Saquon Barkley music. Hold on. Miss Smitty's going to wake up. Okay, so we got that down. That music's locked and loaded. We're gonna try on purpose to make the worst music we can possibly make for the sad music. Okay, I actually play music, so I'm gonna try and do a bad job. Didn't you say fantasy was mostly luck, Noah? That's from James, your buddy James. Saquon owner rejected my trade with Miles Sanders and Terry McLaurin and Zach Yeah. I followed you on my burner account. Thank you. Oh, let me shout you out if you followed me. Anybody that follows me on IG, I'm shouting out. So oh, look at you guys. Damn. Holy smokes. Flem, Jared, Chris dot IS7, Brown Chandler, Avery, Chad Mateer. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. JR, Charger, Mr. Valentine, YIWU89, Jordan Roberts, thank you, Brian, Fabio, Chad, I'm the Boogie Woogie man, and Austin. Austin, I'm glad you found me again. And Six String. So I'll keep refreshing that and shouting you out. But we're playing music too. So that's not all we're doing on the show tonight. It's not all about your fantasy lineups. We're trying to make sad music for Saquon Barkley owners. What's up, Silver? Silver, you walked in perfect timing. We're making sad Saquon Barkley music. Here's it again, the playback. I think we need something more sad than that. Or do we like that? Do we keep adding to it? Do we keep adding to it, or are we going to redo that? Who likes that? You followed me on IG, it says Six String. Go into click your avatar, click your edit your settings, and you can, this is making you even more depressed. This is depressing music for a reason. Where's Frozen Smitty? Mark Cleveland with the super chat. And sorry, music has to stop while I answer these super chats. Terry, look at Terry wearing his Take a Lap shirt. I love it. I have running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Carson, and DJ, Julio Jones, and Brown. Am I okay? I trade Carson high. I've been saying that for a while, so I do get rid of Carson if you can. I think DJ, same thing. I didn't like either one of them going into 2020, so I kind of still feel the same way. If you can sell high, Carson, did okay. You might be able to. What did Carson end up with? Let's pull it up. We're doing it live. NFL.com. Let's look at the score, the box score. I didn't see the final box score for Carson. I mean, you know who had a day? His name is Russell Wilson. Cam just looked great, man. 397, 1 TD, 2 rushing touchdowns, 47. I mean, Cam's just, it's amazing. Edelman 8 for 179, did phenomenal. Like, what a beast. Carson had 17 carries, 72 yards, 4.2 a pop, but he did have that touchdown. He had 3 catches for 36 yards. I bet you could sell him relatively high. DK, look at DK beasting out, 4 catches for 92 yards. That touchdown catch was amazing. But what a game for Wilson, spreading it around to everybody. Everybody got a second place trophy on that receiving crew in week 2. Man, it's phenomenal. Hit the like, people. Help Smitty out. Thank you, Scott. I called Ridley was the next Godwin. Thanks, James. You weren't here to do that, though. You just got here. Mark Cleveland, tired of COVID. I'm ready to go to the club, says Mark Cleveland. Mark Cleveland wants to get to that club. Future or flex, Hunt or Scary Terry. I think I've already answered that one, but if I had to pick, I don't think I gave you an answer, but if I had to pick, I would go Hunt right now. But that's so darn close. You find a way to get both in your lineup. Make a trade, do something. I can't really tell you to bench McLaurin. I can only say that I like starting Hunt a little bit more, but I'm trying to play both. And as for you, Terry, I would probably trade Carson for I wonder if you could trade both for like. Try and trade both for CMC. Try and trade. If Jacobs struggles, try and trade for Jacobs. If on Monday night, we're gonna have to think about this throughout the week too, because we'll let this Monday night game play out, and then we'll figure out what's what. Maybe Kamara struggles; he might have more options than this right now. Smitty, take a lap for Monty, the victory kind. Scott, I don't know, man. I mean, I've been, I liked him. I thought Monty would become a really good running back. I thought this last year. And same thing with Henderson, but I don't know if I feel like I'm deserving of taking a lap because it's taken so long, and he got hurt, and we don't know if he'll stay consistent, and we don't know if Nagy will use him. But he looked really good, man. And I think it's just he's a victim of circumstance. I think N'Keal Harry also is a victim of circumstance. N'Keal Harry looked really, really good. N'Keal Harry caught 8 passes for 72 yards. But, Cam throws 1 TD a game, so it kind of limits his value. I feel like N'Keal Harry can't develop there. But, yeah, Monty did look really, really good. He'll be solid this year, Smitty says. Scott. Love Eckler's performance today, but worried about the sharing of carries. Well, don't worry too much because, remember, Melvin Gordon was there and he thrived. So he knows how to as long as they throw to him, and they threw to Eckler today. They threw to Clyde Edwards-Helaire today in Kansas on that Kansas City Chief team. So I'm excited about Clyde getting receptions. I'm excited about Eckler getting receptions. I think these are good things. Clark says, I started Scotty Miller like you told me to. Sorry, bro. I can't get them all right. And we were all drinking that Kool-Aid on Saturday night. It's tough, man. In many of those cases, they're 50-50 calls, and Scotty would add a touchdown. What a different story we'd tell if Scotty Miller caught his touchdown pass that was right in his hands, and what a different day Tom Brady would have had. They're all woulda, shoulda, couldas, but yep, sorry, Clark. And I feel bad. Like, believe me, Clark, those things, they get to me. They bother me. I could nail 15 predictions in a row. Let's say I had an amazing streak, and you could ask me a question. I hit it, and I look back and I watch it, and I nailed all of them. My whole day feels like crap sometimes when I go and look or I reflect back on something, because I remember a lot of the questions. Sometimes I forget who I advised, but I remember a lot of the questions. And that one, I think it's Alex. I think he's new to the channel. He's new, too. He's new. And he's like, should I trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Barkley? And it wasn't bad advice. I don't feel like I did anything bad, but it bothers me. It hurts inside, man. The fact that he made that trade and then, his whole season is down the drain because Saquon Barkley tears his ACL. Riley. Sorry, I see Riley wants me to answer this question. Gardner, Jacobs, JT, Sanders, Mixon, JK, Dobbins, MT, Godwin, DJ Moore, AJ Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., Hurst. I don't know what I'm doing with this question, but I'll say I like Jacobs. I love JT. Sanders is, you got to trade one of those running backs, bro. MT, I'm glad you have him. Don't get rid of him on the cheap. Godwin, you got hit hard. AJ Brown, Godwin, and MT. Holy smokes, man. Sanders, like, you got hit hard. Are you 0-2, Riley? Because your team is good enough to be, 2-0. Isaac says I'm lying. Why am I lying, Isaac? Isaac says I'm lying. What am I lying about? I need some merch. Jose, go to this URL for the merch, man. sleeperu.com/merch. That's where the merch is, buddy. I do a poor job of promoting my merch. I am going to do a much better job once I'm in the studio and everything's doing well and organized. So right here, This is where the merch is, buddy. Go right there. I still like to know what I was lying about, Isaac. You said I was lying about. I don't know. Call on James Robinson, Smitty. Nice call on James Robinson, Smitty. Thank you, Carson. Too bad the Scotty Miller fan club has closed for business. Yeah. Jeez. Scotty Miller. Damn Scotty Miller. Riley, I want to know if you're 0-2. Oh, so you have a comment with this one. This one's different. Smitten. Zach says smitten. Should I trade? Hey, smitten. Should I trade Lamar? I wouldn't, bro. I'd keep Lamar. I'm smitten for Lamar. I'm still smitten for Lamar. I'm buying. You know what? Based on everything, you never told someone to trade Clyde for Barkley. Told you why. I don't know what you mean, man. I did. Unfortunately, I did. Gardner, Jacobs, JT, Sanders, Mixon, JK. Like, you can't. You just gotta wait on those guys. It sucks. You're 0-2. Trade DJ Moore on the high. Trade Sanders while he had 95 and a touchdown, bro. You can figure it out. You can figure a way to get into a safer vehicle. Trade both of them for one player, or trade Odell with Sanders. Get into an Elliott. Get into a Christian McCaffrey. Something like that, bro. Something like that. Already got to that one. Yeah, James Robinson was a great pickup, and he feels really good. And people wanted to give up on him after 1 week, but I'm like, this guy needs another shot. Run him out there one more time. Replace Mostert. I got Hunt, Monty, and Ronald Jones, or try to get McKinnon. I mean, try to get McKinnon, but I mean, Hunt's fine, bro. Hunt's a running back 1 right now. There's the cat. The cat's mad about Barkley. Roster is Josh, Allen, Kamara, Sanders, Evans, A-Rob. I don't know what roster that is, but are you trying to trade? Trade or hold strong? I'm 2-0. Okay, that's your roster. Roster is Josh Allen, Kamara, Sanders, Evans, A-Rob, Andrews, Hunt, Terry. That's a good team. I think I try and sell. You're not going to be able to sell A-Rob for anything. Damn. Can't sell Andrews. You can maybe sell Hunt high, but I don't know that I would. It depends on what you get. I try and get rid of Sanders. Try and get something safer than Sanders. I go poking around. Try and get yourself into. I mean, maybe you could trade like Scary Terry and Sanders for Christian McCaffrey. People are weird about trading McCaffrey away. He's banged up. I've seen a lot of people ask me, should I get rid of McCaffrey? So sometimes you guys say, oh, that would never happen, Smitty. Where'd you come up with that? You guys got to remember, I have like a weird track on I have a weird sense of where people's pulse is at, because I get hundreds of questions through sleeperu.com right here. This is where people email me their questions, and I see hundreds a day. It takes me forever. And when I start seeing a question like, hey, Smitty, should I trade away McCaffrey right now? I'm worried about the offense. Hey, he's banged up. Should I trade him away? I got like 4 emails right now that mention McCaffrey's name, trading away. I haven't read them all the way through, but I see them come in as I'm on the show. And that tells me that you can buy them low. So some people wonder where I'm coming up with the idea of, well, how would I get McCaffrey, or how would I get Lamar? The pulse tells me, I check the pulse of everybody by volume, and that pulse tells me that Lamar is a good buy low. It tells me that Mahomes is a pretty good buy low. I can tell already tonight that people are a little panicky about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Potentially look into that as well. Just traded Woods, Lamb for MT. I'm so excited pairing up Galladay and MT when they're all healthy. Augie, I mean, it's a good gamble to take. Could it backfire? Could MT news come out tomorrow that says MT's out for 5 more weeks? Maybe, but you know what? That's why we play. There's a little risk to everything, and you just gotta like look for the enjoyment in the risk part. If you nail it, the feeling you get when you make a risky call and ends up just exploding in your favor. Ryan says I have Lamar, JT, Eckler, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones went off. I wouldn't trade low on Aaron Jones at all. Test the waters for anybody. Try and trade anybody away on the high. But Aaron Jones went off. A-Rob's so disappointing. Just test the water. Stop. Test the water on Aaron Jones just to see what you can get. Mahomes is a buy low. I own Mahomes, and I tell you to go to #LL. I counter your offer by offering you Sam for Devontae Adams. Renee gets really... Don't offer Renee a Mahomes trade. Don't do it. Replace Mostert. I got hurt. Monty Jones. Yeah, try and get McKinnon. Smitty, can you see Dylan's question? Dylan. Where's Dylan's question? I'm looking for Dylan's question. Hold on. I don't know why I see Scott's. I always see Scott. No, I don't. Can you post it? I don't see Dylan's question. How high can Robbie Anderson sell for? I mean, you might be able to get a J.K. Dobbins, my favorite buy low of the week. And these are my low name buy lows. Like if I think I should put. So here's my ad drops. That's my merch. I'm gonna close that. Go get some merch. Big names I'm gonna put above. I'd say Lamar. Big name, Lamar, and Mahomes, CEH. I'd probably say like that. That's probably how I'd put that. Because, again, I'm seeing a lot of questions for Lamar, Mahomes, and Clyde. So I probably would attempt to buy low. How do you feel about Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus Baltimore Pats and Bills in games to come? I think he's more matchup proof than most players, but this is 2020. Anything can happen, man. Honestly, it's one of those days where like it's I don't know I'm doing a 3-hour live tonight. It's gonna be one of those days where I need to go to sleep, wake up, and restart fresh and early. Get excited about week 3. Today was kind of a rough day in general, not just for my teams, but for all my people. Watching everybody lose Saquon was really hard. Watching people fight without Kittle and Mike Thomas, and I know a lot of your league mates are struggling too. But it's just a bad week, man. We need to have some positive, no injury, guys going crazy. Production. Curious why you like Alexander Madison as a buy low. I already have him, and just curious. Because of his upside, if he gets in there. People are needing a shot in the dark. He's a guy to put on your bench, and hopefully he ends up becoming pretty big. Did you see my donation? James Powell said right here. Got it right here, James. Thank you. Connor, Hunt, Edwards-Helaire, or Eckler for Ridley. Connor, Hunt, Edwards-Helaire, or Eckler for Ridley. No way I'm trading Clyde Edwards-Helaire for Ridley. I love Ridley, but no way I'm doing that. I'm not sure which side of that you're on. I think you're trading away Connor, Hunt, Edwards-Helaire, or Eckler. If I've got a pick, I'm trading Connor straight up for Ridley, but you're not going to get that done. I'd trade probably Eckler for Ridley. And I would trade Hunt for Ridley, but I'm not trading Clyde. But I'd trade any other one of those players straight up for Ridley. He's playing that good. I would. Ridley's insane. Saquon for A-Rob. Why are you saying that, Noah? You have Ridley? I take Clyde only. So same advice, just flip it. I take Clyde for Ridley in a heartbeat, but that's it. And I hate to say it that way, heartbeat. I mean, Ridley's playing great, but you can't. Clyde's top. If I'm drafting today, Clyde's top 3, top 4 overall, maybe top 2 now. Hollywood Brown or CD rest of season. What's the question, Dylan? Here we go. Dylan, is this the question? My running backs are Barkley, Mixon, JT, Hunt, JK. I got plenty of running backs. I want Jacobs added. I don't know if that's the question, bro. I see that, but I don't see your question yet. I have so many questions that come through. It's hard for me to see everyone, but post it in and I'll... DJ Moore or Chark. Right now, I think DJ Moore has a tiny bit more value, but I still buy low on Chark. So, given the cost, I like Chark more. But when will Hollywood show up? I don't know. I mean, you aren't happy with what Hollywood's already brought to the table? What did Hollywood do today? Exactly. 5 for 42. He led the team in receptions. He had 100 yards in week 1. You can't expect 100 yards out of everybody every week, Noah. I think he showed up pretty well in week 1. Scotty Miller hype train at the station, and I'm now conducting the Edelman hype train. Thank you, JP. D wants to see the cat. In time. If I pick them up, there'll be hair all everywhere. So, I guess I could plug in this cam here. If he comes back over here, I'll plug it in and show you. Okay, Dylan. Here's your question, Dylan. I hope this is the full thing. If I lost Saquon, if I trade Mahomes and Hunt for Jacobs and Cam, would that be good? I also have my running backs will be Jacobs, Mixon, JT, JK, Barkley. Damn, Barkley. Sucks, man. Mahomes and Hunt for Jacobs and Cam. No, I don't make that trade, bro. I mean, Hunt's playing so good. I'd rather have Mahomes and Hunt. But that's me. I mean, it's. I understand people love Cam, and I like him too. I drafted him in a lot of leagues as my Superflex QB. I like he's fantastic in that role, and he's playing like a QB1. But Mahomes is still the number 1 quarterback to me. I don't care if Matt Ryan's outperforming him. I don't care if Russell Wilson's outperforming him. Lamar and Mahomes are still number 1 quarterback, the number 1 and number 2 quarterback to me. So I definitely think I keep Mahomes and Hunt, but that's me. Hunt's playing great, man. Hunt's playing fantastic. You okay, Smitty? I'm good. Why? What's up? Thank you, JP. Okay, Jonathan with a super chat and Rock with a super chat. Jonathan said, trade Jonnu, Antonio Gibson for Carson. I'm trading Carson away. I don't know that I'm going to get him. But that's fair. It's a fair trade, but I think I'd rather attack something different. Now, if you can use Carson to go get another player that maybe Jonnu and Gibson can't get you, then maybe I would do that. But I don't know that I go acquiring Carson because I'm not a big believer that he'll be there in the end of the year. Panic in week 1 and 2. I've started 7-0, lost. I started 7-0 and lost. I don't know what that means. Oh, in all your leagues, you mean? I don't know what you mean. Sorry, Rock. Don't panic in week 1 and 2. I've started 7-0 and lost. Okay, so you mean you started 7-0 before and not made the playoffs. I think that's what you mean, Rock. Rock's giving good advice here. Don't panic. Everybody's panicking. People are panicking. Okay, speed round, and then we're going to call it a night pretty early here. Let me kick the music on. Should we do this? Should we do it? Let's do the sad music tonight. Let's do the sad music tonight. We're going to do, let me turn this on. Time. 2 minutes of sad music. Let me export this bad boy. And sad music. Import sad music. Okay, speed round. Sad music edition. Everybody start asking your questions. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. First question, I'm going to hit the button. It's got the the ticking, the metronome in it. Trade David Johnson? Yes, I trade David Johnson. Try and get into a safer player. I do package deals right now with David Johnson, though. I trade David Johnson and a player trying to get, a Zeke, or trying to get into let's say Kamara struggles on Monday night. Try and get into that. Like, I'm going up, not down. I would trade David Johnson for like a JK and a Galladay or something. Sure. It's just repeating itself. Already have Calvin. I don't know what you guys are talking about. What do I do with Clyde? Are you considering trading Clyde after one bad week when he blew up in week 1? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, oh my God. I can't do that music.
This is the Fantasy Football Show.
Okay, we'll do the outro music, the normal outro music. Okay. Judy or Brown? I'm going John Brown. We don't know if Judy's going to be healthy. Buy low on Mostert. It depends on the value. Clyde looked terrible, says James. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that, James. Why are people freaking out about Clyde? Like, really? Amazing week 1. Just an okay week 2. Not horrible, but an okay week 2. And now people are asking, what do I do with Clyde? Point Break says, you're already getting off, or am I late? It's just one of those weeks, man. I've been on an hour and a half. I mean, if you consider that a small amount of time, some people might think that's long. But I'm getting off because it's been a long week. I've gone live a lot, and I need a refresher, man. I need to rest up so I don't burn out on the year on you guys. They're panicking, Rock. They are panicking. What do I do with Clyde? I can't believe I'm being asked that question. What do I do with Clyde? Justin Sherman, what do I do with Clyde? You start him. You don't trade him. What do you do with Clyde? You don't trade him. I got an idea. Idea time. You start him. You don't trade him, and you ride out the wave. Clyde's schedule looks raw. Okay, last round of music, and I'm going to bed. Drop Clyde. Duh, says MT, so MT can pick him up. Was this just a rough week for Derrick Henry? Don't worry about Derrick Henry. He looked fine in week 1, and everyone's judging everybody off of week 2. It's pretty knee-jerky. You're being knee-jerky, people. Knee-jerky. Don't sell Clyde. He didn't even do that bad. I agree, Clashing. I don't understand the question. What's something to trade to get Clyde? Miles Sanders and a player that did well. Guys like that, I try and trade to get Clyde. Do I trade Thielen for Ridley? Absolutely, like in a heartbeat. Like, you should have already done it. Why are you asking us? Go grab it, Mitchell. Take a victory lap on top of your taking a lap for asking the question, but Ridley's a top 5 wide receiver. Who can I upgrade at wide receiver out of a trade package with Gallup? CD and Corey Davis already have Ridley. Kind of don't understand that question fully enough to answer you yet, but I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to give you anything for Gallup right now, man. You got to either cut him or wait. I'd wait. I like Gallup enough. Hunt over Fournette, says Clashing. Trade Sanders, James. Cream, Hunt, or Fournette. I go Hunt, but, you know, I like both. I'm tempted to trade Fournette high. Travis Kelce for who? Lost Barkley and Mostert. Try to trade Kelce for... Use my JK and a wide receiver approach. Find out what the JK owner has. See if it's a good enough wide receiver. Don't do it if it's not a good enough wide receiver. 222 watching, says Silver, and only 120 likes. Can we get some likes on the way out the door? And also, if you follow me on IG, I'm going to give you a shout out. I haven't caught up on that yet. Tro Betts, thank you. Orico 74, Roberto. Let's see, 6 string. Already got you. So everybody follow me on IG real quick. Smitty1com, just like the URL here without the dot. Smitty1.com. Follow me at Smitty1com and I'll shout you out real quick. And also, please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel. Noah said, or who was it? Noah. It was Silver said we only had 200 or 120 likes and 210 watching. So punch it. 222 watching. Okay, one more round of music and then I'm out of here. Please hit the thumbs up while I do this speed round with you. It helps the show. Don't pass the buck. Try and help this show grow. We're growing so fast. The more we grow, the more I can do. You know, you guys want me live all the time. That's how you can help me get there. Can I get Drake for Carson and Montgomery? I think you could, and I don't know if you would necessarily want to. I don't think it's bad or good. I think Drake's got risk, Carson's got risk, Monty's got risk. There's a whole bunch of risk, man. Brandon says he gave me a follow. Matt, thank you for following. Term, thank you for following. Brandon, thank you for following. I see you. Raj, thank you for following. Back to Trobets and Yay. And Roberto. Thoughts on Tom Brady? He's going to be fine. I got an idea. Why don't we wait until Godwin's back and we judge Brady off of having all of his weapons? It's just an idea. I think we wait. Because I don't know about you, but if in your office space, Bob does your TPS reports, Joe gets the coffee, Sammy Boy opens the mail. If we lose one of those people, how is that office going to function properly? Are we going to judge the office manager for how things are getting done around the office? Are we going to be mad that our TPS reports aren't on our manager's desk? And are we cutting that manager? No. Brady needs time. Brady needs all of his players before we start judging them. Dude, just trade Hunt. You bum Tom Brady lover. I don't know who you're talking to, Travis, but I hope it's me. Double A. CMC for Kamara and Taylor. You gotta... Oh, my God. What do you guys think of that one? What do you guys think of this one right here? Christian McCaffrey or Kamara and Taylor? Let's assume it's redraft. I thought Gronk was coming out of retirement. I did too. I don't know what Gronk's been doing. Gronk is on the verge of definitely not being a great play at all, ever. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on with Gronk at all. I take JT and Kamara, says Matthew. Do it. Kamara and Taylor all day. I have Gronk, and I hate it. Yeah, Gronk is virtually droppable at this point if there's a better option, but what a bum. What a bum this year. I mean, maybe he turns it around, though, but get JT and Kamara. So JT and Kamara are your answer. Everybody is a little testy because their fantasy teams are already broken in week 2. They are empty. And I'm burned out by it for today at least. So I'm going to go to bed. I appreciate all of you. Double salute. Yeah, Gronk social distance. Is Derrick Henry a buy low potentially? Yeah, heck yeah. Mixon's a bum. Man, we've been talking about that on the show all offseason. Uncle Rico needs to throw the ball more to Chark. I agree. Chark will get there. Thank you for the super chat. And by the way, Kyle, that was a oh, look at this one by Kyle. In the FF Couch Dynasty League and need help setting up a trade. Asking for Barkley. It's a Dynasty League. Kirk for Rivers, Cook, and my 2020 draft pick. Thoughts on analysis, please. Kyle, that's a tough one to break down because we don't even know the full extent of... You're asking me to make a prediction on Barkley when I don't have all the facts yet. His Instagram is completely wiped, and we don't know why. So that concerns me all on its own. Let me show you that real quick. Let me close all this. And shout out to Oasis, Matt, Terms. Thank you guys for the follow. So if you follow me, I'll shout you out before I leave. So here's Saquon's Instagram. And I'm not trying to spread rumors or create a conspiracy theory or anything, but this is Saquon's Instagram right here. One post. He deleted everything, all of his football photos, everything, and he left just the Kobe Bryant photo. So, I mean, I'm not trying to really come to a conclusion. I'm just merely saying, Kyle, it's really hard for me to tell you, especially when, people ask me to trade for Barkley all week. I feel bad enough as it is when, it's not my fault, but I'm not willing to make give you an answer yet on this. But what the hell's going on here? I love the Giants, but they're not good for Barkley at all. Look, if Barkley would have stayed healthy, I think they would have put it together. I think now it's a mess. What do you think it means? I don't know what it means, but I know it's not like a good look right now. Guy tears his ACL and deletes everything off his account, or does somebody get into his account and just delete it because they're mad at him? It's like a follower that's upset, or a fantasy fan. I don't know, but that's a little alarming. We've seen weirder things happen. Maybe he struggled so much with staying healthy, and there's some underlying things we don't know. So just telling me, hey, or asking me, hey Smitty, should I go trade for him in Dynasty? We need to find out tomorrow what's going on before I can give you a really good answer. If you're asking me to predict right now, you're saying, hey, just tell me what you think. Gut instinct. I'll tell you that, will he be back in time? If everything goes well, probably, but will he be at full strength? It takes a year sometimes to come back. So I'd probably rather Cook, I guess, right now, and who knows what that draft pick's going to be. Without Barkley, could you get the 1.1? You know what I mean, Kyle? If you trade away the pick and you get Cook, the pick value goes up. But if you keep Barkley, I'm sorry, it goes the other way around. So you're trading the draft pick away. I mean, you still could have a good pick. I don't know, man. It's hard for me to judge, but this is weird. What do you guys think? Throw out your honest opinion. Are you thinking something weird? Toss out what you think on this. William says just traded Clyde for Henry, Odell, Dobbins, and Jerry Jeudy. Beer me? if it's Dynasty, I mean, there's more value in Judy and Dobbins than meets the eye right now. But if it's redraft, I take Clyde, William. So I'm gonna take my beer and hit it on top of yours and make yours overflow. I want to know what you guys think. He has mental health issues. You hear that, or you just saying that? You're guessing. I would stay away from Barkley in Dynasty, says Scott. I mean, that's weird to delete everything. He's going to the NBA not with a torn knee, bro. Deion Lewis. I don't know if Deion Lewis is the answer, man. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I appreciate all of you. Please hit the thumbs up. How many thumbs up do we have? We're not leaving until we get more thumbs up. Hold on. Anybody followed me on IG gets a shout out. My IG is right here, Smitty1com. Follow me real quick before we leave. YouTube, let's see how many likes we have. Let's see if this is an acceptable amount. I'm going to like it. 145. That's good. 145. If you could please hit it on the way out the door, it really would mean a lot to me because it helps my channel grow. Peace out. Double salute. And I'll catch you tomorrow. I think you can hide your Insta stuff. Maybe he did just hide it all. Thanks, Robbie. I appreciate everybody that has faith in the show. Guys, I'm gonna miss stuff. It's a bad week when the number 2 overall player goes down. It's we all need to go to bed and wake up tomorrow and be revived. It's just been a bad freaking week, And don't trade Clyde. Don't get knee-jerky on me. You wait. Go after Mike Thomas. Go after J.K. Dobbins. Go after Galladay. Go after Godwin. Don't give up on Brady. Don't give up on your team yet. You're 2 weeks into it. We're not even done with getting through 2 weeks. So appreciate all you. Later.